So absolutely, darling. We are going to talk about the fire in Pennsylvania, etc., a few other things I don't want to link together. But first, first and foremost, just take a minute because they are absolutely trying to bombard you. They absolutely want you tired and just ready to give up. So you're going to keep getting bombarded with all the things that they're doing. It is intentional. Okay. If you subscribe to the subscriber only poll, all right, we got to stay focused. Stay focused on that point, that light, that star, whatever you want to call it, okay? And just keep moving forward cautiously, but keep moving forward and keep your eye on the light because they are going to be throwing everything they got at us, especially since the 19th is another meeting date and we want it to be even bigger than the one prior. Speaking of bringing back the meetings, we're going to touch on who is doing all the violence because as per usual, these people are projecting and talking to each other about how we're the violent left, where last time we had all the meetings, who was trying to instigate stuff? It was them in their lifted pickup trucks, pausing in intersections, getting out of the car with weapons, trying to start stuff with the protesters, and time again being disappointed when they got crowded back into their trucks and told to get the fuck out of there. Okay? It was them. The kid over the weekend or at the end of the week who took out his own parents. Let me tell you, when these people say any price, understand how gone they are. This kid took out his parents so he could get the insurance money to pay a person of color. This was his plan to take out the stench, okay, grandpa in chief, so that he could start the you-know-what war. Okay, the thing that they want so badly, the ability to just go out in the streets and take out people because of the shade that they are. The same people that keep saying they're not Ray Ray and they get really offended when anyone points out that, yes, they are. Those people are doing everything they can to get to a point where they can just have free range in the streets. That is the price. That kid took out his own parents. Any price. That is the any price. And for the folks who are going, oh, this is a mental health crisis. That too. Absolutely. The loonies are holding the reins, okay? And you let them get into power because they hid their looniness under Fife for too long. And here we are. Here we are. Don't forget, this country is comprised of who? Who did everyone send here? Now, separate from the indigenous persons, of course. Who was sent here? Criminals and Puritans that were so extreme that they were kicked out of their country or otherwise left. People that were so into, I can't say the word, Christian Grey type stuff, okay? What was that book, The 50 Shades? Okay, the people that were so into S&M tied into their faith that they came here to practice their weird little version of it. They cooked for a couple hundred years over here, and here we have a criminal enterprise of steeple people. That's why it's like that in this country. The criminals and the steeple people melded together, and now it's criminal steeple people. They worship billionaires. They don't read the Bible. They worship money. They worship everything the Bible is against, and they're pro everything awful and terrible as long as they get to feel like they're in charge and they're in control. I saw someone say that American evangelists don't want to obey their deity. They want to be the deity, and that's spot on. Every single one of them believes that they have a right over you and their life, you and your life, simply because of their faith. Right? Right? Where is the lie? Where is the lie? Anyway, the guy that took out the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania, another one of theirs. Okay, they've already admitted it, but if you were curious and looking at the headlines, I'll tell you how you'll know. There were no names, there were no photos, there was nothing about this guy other than they've got him. So that's how you know that it's one of theirs. It's another stencher, another swallower. Okay, goodness knows what the point was, but it's always them. Always them. Always them, while they sit at home and go, these violent Dems, look at them, just planning violent things. Sure, it's us.